course, we've already had a couple of matches today. Sullivan breaking off, best of 9 frames, of course. First of 5 to go through to the semi-finals. Oh, hang on.
It was about even money favourite to win. But of course, he's playing a man who beat
7.
John. So we'll assume nothing and enjoy the match. It should be a good one.
Been very ready to. Certainly the mindset has been, which could have gone against him. But he came through.
Buzz out of the break building, something he finds easy, and already anyone else is playing at times with O'Sullivan. He just got the reds as if he spread them.
Yes, obviously he enjoyed a bit of good fortune in the way in which 739 career centuries now for O'Sullivan. He's made 30.
So going down the table. And he got a bit of luck at the start.
Fortuitous, but the rest of it, as usual, pinpoint
60.
from.
And it is a fluke that we see occasionally.
68.
He sees things all the time. He's telling them to.
74.
With all these, and often this season he's lost the first frame of his matches, so he's not playing like a man with the burden of being.
No, I don't think there's ever been an issue for O'Sullivan. That 1-4. Top 4 players in the world, their first rounds, and starting with great intent.
This is to amaze me. He's an extraordinary player, isn't he? It's how he makes the game look incredible talent. I know it doesn't always happen for him. He's still got it.
Quality that he still eats very carefully.
If it comes, and as they get older, they become a wily old fox. Well, the young upstart on the tour, and what he does is he plays wise. It's been a magical break, hasn't it?
A 136 total clearance, brilliant. He's in for a very challenging evening. So Tom Ford breaking off in frame 2, having sat out a slice of.
Of course, the other thing about Tom Ford's victory over John Higgins.
The message was too good, well played.
Yes, I mean, it isn't really.
And if Ronnie O'Sullivan goes on to win this tournament as he's back in again.
Sometimes you'll come to the table and you'll think, well, I've got to do this. This is how he likes them. Most players do.
5.
Watch that on Discovery Plus and on the Eurosport app. I'll keep you posted on. Frames. He's been so adept at bullying his opponents, getting in front and then steamrolling him. Nothing at the moment Tom Ford can do except just stay concentrated. Very difficult when you're in your chair, but that's half the battle.
Learn something. The technique that he'd been,
41.
that had come into his game, and I have to say he's playing great. But whatever it is that he was speaking about.
49. $57.
But he's played it.
Which he does his damage. We've barely been playing, what, 50? Had a look in.
The last against players of various degrees of ability. Some were, and his matches were over in about an hour, day after day.
We're lauding Neil Robertson earlier this week for that fantastic, for the most number of points without reply of snooker. Well, he finally misses one. Tidal wave at the moment from Ronnie. And that's a well-struck red.
The hurdle he's got to get over. This is a brilliant shot. Deserves to... It's a mighty difficult.
And he's at it again.
Great shot. Fans will have to deal with that. Again, this is another... I would agree with you. I did think that he played quite... There were certainly signs yesterday that this game was on the... Goodness, he's playing well, isn't he?
And again...
Up there again from O'Sullivan. Delightful the way he went into those.
0.7.
Oh, goodness. There you are. As soon as when you think that...
50.
He's all about close control.
This season, which is only one less than he made in the whole of the last campaign.
Things have been going better for him this time around.
In the new Turkish Masters the week after next in Antalya.
Moving the other red into play again. There's a colour to aid his cause, but it really doesn't matter.
Oh, he didn't get close. That was some way off.
Similar position at the other end of the table, the red that Ford missed. Be interesting to see.
19.
Played it like that to get on it.
Never in doubt, right in the heart of the pocket, a hammer blow. Rest. O'Sullivan clears up. 30 minutes of play of that. Staring down the barrel a bit here at 3-0. He had the chance, of course, in the previous month. Ranking semi-final.
All that well, but I would have backed him to have potted that.
He would certainly have potted that with the disappointment of the previous frame and how it just slipped away from him with that one. 3. Apart from the last 2 years here at Milton Keynes, that was the only time at this event, every decade, since he turned pro.
Just a bit. When he saw it. Very impressive. Just the miscue, really, is any blemish.
Oh, well cued. Well played.
Kimmel needs to slow down. Well, that'll...
In a ranking tournament. And if he is to achieve... Yeah, well keyed again.
41.
Number of 147 breaks, 5 in his...
49.
I don't think right now.
57.
I think that he feels it's a plant that on. Still around the angles. Sullivan's going to take high. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I mean, it's a long way off, but
16.
that's where Sullivan's so good in.
20.
Nothing lower value, is it?
30.
Yeah, I think he played him behind it because he knew.
And again, didn't touch the...
Well, it would. I'm thinking that even blue was on its spot. I think weak mind.
the frame and entertaining thoughts of a maximum break now.
Well, but it's a tough old game, and he's making it look easy still, isn't it?
That's basically unbeatable. And a whirlwind, 4 frames. He's won away back to his normal ruthless self when and I can tell you that Liang Wenbo was able to win that 4th frame, so he is...
It's quite unusual to see 2 breaks of 70 in the same frame, isn't it? 70 plus. It means everything, of course. He looked like he was focused, driven. Eventually lost in round 2.
But they are among the many leading lights who have long since departed, actually. In terms of live play.
Yeah, just on brief word on Fan Zhengyi. Achievements this week are going to keep him in on the tour, and that would be not that thin. Well, he's missed that twice. I can't believe he's got a full shot at anything. A lot of boxes have been cubed to the bolt cushion instead. That's it. Was a good player. And then the years when he was an underachiever, let's be honest, he was. And he's right up there. He's going to have to get cover here. Too big.
Oh, he was up very quickly there. He knew it's just been playing an hour. That's actual playing time, of course.
Well, he does miss. And there's an error.
Yeah, those shots.
Feels. But all of a sudden, the that Fan Zhengyi make his first ever semi-final of a ranking event.
Oh, terrific pot. And that just about... From bad to worse.
Ronnie Sullivan.
Be his night.
Now suddenly...
Well, he tried to use the... Not so well that one. That's not... it's not so far been an evening he wants to. And he'll need them both. That's why he's basically left himself the double. No, that's a brilliant pot. Now, low to green is what this frame is all. Doesn't want to be straight here.
Well, it was a great run, continuing to plug away. Looked as though this were going, but he's come up with a moment of inspiration.
20. 35.
Very much at odds with the previous four, which O'Sullivan never know. Ronnie O'Sullivan still nil red. But O'Sullivan, of course, still firmly in charge. O'Sullivan was almost
Well, in my positional guarantees. Dear. Now let's drop down with here. I mean, I'm not saying he will. He's
final after that extraordinary semi-final when he looked dead and buried against Mark Shape. Obviously, he knows what it takes to go.
Played out of season, wasn't it? It was a strange championship, but he still won it.
And Hendry's record, and that would perhaps end any remaining argument. Remains one that can be had.
World champion for that year has not always been the prolific winner for the year. No.
Six.
Oh yes, great shot. Well, the rewards of it now that he's followed the long run.
Some way past the beginning of the end. It's been a disappointing night. This is a player that he's just not been able to come to terms with.
30.
Perhaps even at this stage out there, Neil alluded to the fact that he's looking to undo things that clearly he still has hunger for yet more success, having broke. Still plenty of good players in, of course. Next up, either Liang Wenbo of another final. The tone, 90 in the second frame. The superb steal after top. And that really effectively killed drop. He's battled away, managed to win a frame, but... And so Ronnie O'Sullivan marches on.
Feel about the match since the mid-session interval. Although that wasn't his game this week. He's the man to beat for sure. Of course, McGill beat him in the World Championships, so I think nothing's a very dangerous man to be up against when...
Enjoyed it. Another brilliant performance from the six-time crowd, and they
feet and the Gucci on my back, $100 bills, they be filling up and stacked. Prada on my feet and the Gucci on my back.